Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
Got it. Didn't have my nose hair trimmers in the room. Needed to take care of a rogue hair there. I know, that's what you appreciated first thing here in a YouTube video. Don't worry. There will be no more facial hair trimming, at least in this particular broadcast. I took care of myself yesterday, at least the rest of the face. Seriously, that was the topic of conversation. Despite everything I said the other day, everyone wanted to talk about my facial hair. So have you gotten that out of your system? Good. Let's move on. We've got a handful of interesting stories posted to LockerGnome today, including a couple rather controversial ones that you'd want to take a look at. We're going to be leading off the video today talking about Verizon and the cable industry and how they could destroy the internet as you know it. No joke. That's a very serious topic. Then we move on to 5 ways to get more bang for your buck on video games. SwiftKey X keyboard. That's an amazing alternative keyboard app for Android. It still baffles me how a platform can have keyboard apps. I just figured you just use whatever keyboard the platform came with. But, you know, Android is whatever you make it. So apparently, Ron is very happy with SwiftKey X. We've got an article really outlining why Windows 8 tablets will succeed. Oh, you were expecting me to say they wouldn't? Well, no, someone's got a different perspective, and that's cool. We accommodate all perspectives on LockerGnome. How gamers make real money from video games will be in the next article we cover, and then we're going to round it off with some geeky baby clothes, or geeky baby clothes, and more like geeky baby clothes. Then, of course, we want to let you know that we do have the backlink of the day, as we've put in the video's description here, from josephbrownmedia.co.uk. Take a look. He linked back to the article, our 5 tech tips to help you study. And if you are a student, and I know many of you are, you may want to take a look at that article that we wrote. Don't know how to get to it? We'll click the back link of the day, because he was smart enough to link back to an article on LockerGnome.com. Hello, Gnomies! Hello, all you regular old YouTube viewers. Very happy to have you here, even though it doesn't look like I'm very happy. I am. It's like Friday, so we're supposed to like be enjoying ourselves and stuff. So let me go ahead and tell people over there on Facebook that we are streaming live. Actually, I'm going to say, what's that flashing? Can you name the movie? What's the movie? Get the movie? Star Wars? You know, Luke Skywalker. What's that flashing? You remember? Am I the only one who remembers Star Wars? Really? Okay. Let's go ahead and like this video. Thank you if you've done that already. And +1 it. You got to follow up there with the Google Plus thing. Yes, there are people using Google+, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon, despite you not using it, possibly. It's going to influence search results. If not your search results, then other people's search results. So if you're not using Google+ yet, you should probably start, because other people are using it, and there's some interesting stuff happening on Google+. Not just the things that I'm sharing, like wacky animated GIFs that so many of you guys create. In fact, let's see if I can find the one. I shared it right before going live on Google Plus of me playing around with the Android mascot. Remember that from yesterday? Kevin Staff animated it. Here, let me show you. Let me get my juice out of the way. Look, that's an animated GIF right there. It's me playing with an Android mascot. It's a graphic. It's not a video. It's an animated GIF. And for some reason, he put wrap it in bacon, which I don't quite understand. Not that I turned down bacon or anything, but hey, if someone wants to make an animated GIF of me, go for it. I'm not going to stop you. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I really appreciate that, even though I know apparently there's an ad that rolls in the beginning of the video, and that's why I do my best to have random banter. That didn't even make any sense. Random banter at the beginning of a video, so that way if you're an ad is playing over it, you're not really missing anything. Hopefully you're still watching now. Wait, is an ad playing right now? I think an ad's playing right now. Let me wait. Is the ad done playing now? Was there an ad that was played? Hi. Let me go ahead and roll into the first article, and that would be the Verizon article. This one's going to be a big one. I actually may want to read directly from the Verizon article. This one's a big one. So, Let me go ahead and open this. Verizon and the cable industry could destroy. You ready, honey? Oh, you didn't already hit it, did you?
No.
All right. Hit it and quit it. That's Verizon and the cable industry may be destroying the internet as you know it. Now, that may sound like a flippant statement, but I received word by way of Art Brodsky, who is the communications director of publicknowledge.org. I got an email from him the other day where he was saying, did you realize that Verizon's doing some snaky stuff with cable companies? I said, what? Do you mind writing a guest blog post on LockerGnome.com for us, Art? And Art said, absolutely. Now, Art knows what he's talking about. He's in Washington, he's in the trenches, and he's outlined everything for you. There's absolutely no spin on the article. In fact, let me go ahead and read you the first paragraph. When AT&T last year tried to take over T-Mobile, you might remember that, the threats to smartphone users were fairly obvious. The second largest company in the country was trying to eliminate a competitor and consolidate its power. Lots of people saw the danger and got angry. The Justice Department, Capitol Hill, and remarkably, the Federal Communications Commission, the FCC, they saw the same threats to consumer welfare and to competition, and they scratched the deal. So, interestingly enough, Verizon snuck in under the radar. But with AT&T, that deal, and SOPA and PIPA completely out of the way, the deal is now getting the spotlight it deserves. Here's the deal. Verizon, pay attention, will pay $3.6 billion for the spectrum that the largest cable companies, Comcast, Time Warner, and Bright House, bought 10 years ago for $1 billion less. At the time, the cable companies said they wanted to get into the wireless business, but then decided not to. The spectrum Verizon will get from the cable companies will only pad its holdings as the biggest wireless company with the most spectrum. If this part of the deal goes through, the potential for more wireless competition from some big companies goes away. And I think we've all learned, really, that the less competition we have, the more dangerous it is for consumers and business in general. So Verizon has removed a potential wireless competitor, the cable companies, and will consolidate its hold on the business as the company with the most spectrum and the biggest customer base. Verizon is trying all sorts of tricks, apparently, to win regulatory approval, including offering to sell off some of its spectrum. But don't be fooled, Art notes. It's all smoke and mirrors, in part because whenever AT&T or Verizon sells spectrum as a part of a larger deal, it usually turns out that each buys the other's leftovers, starving Sprint and the newly freed, from the clutches of AT&T, T-Mobile. So it wasn't supposed to turn out that way. In 1996, Congress approved a far-reaching bill that set cable and telephone companies against each other. The hope at the time was that consumers would benefit from having two huge industries, each competing for consumer dollars for phone, data, and video. No. It's not happening. And so Verizon should be in your crosshairs right now. They are eliminating competition. And I gotta tell you, I live in an area where I only have one cable service provider option. That's my only broadband choice. DSL is not broadband. I can't get fiber. I can't get any other ISP that is capable of speeds over 12 megabits per second to my home. Can't. It's not possible. It's possible, and it's just not possible because they can't come into my home because of some governmental agreement saying that no, only Comcast is allowed to bring pipe to your door. Yeah, I just love the fact that I have choice with one company. That's not a choice. But you have a choice whether or not to use them. That's not a choice. This isn't competition, folks. Big business, is doing some rather interesting stuff. And when they do things to benefit consumers, it's awesome. We love the companies. But when they do things that can harm the consumers, you may not see it right now, but, over time, the less competition we have, the more expensive things can become, the less development. Do you guys remember a few years ago when Internet Explorer 6 was it? And we had Firefox, yeah, but it was just kind of climbing the charts very slowly. Internet Explorer 6, that's what everybody used. The browser war was dead after Netscape was buried. What was the point? Microsoft gave up. They didn't need to compete. So, now Verizon may be doing the same thing. They could be, in conjunction with the cable industry, destroying the internet as you know it. Take a look at the article. Feel free to share it. Let everybody know. This could be a problem. It's a good one? Yeah, good. Nice and bombastic. Okay, so Do all the comments show on Chris's screen? Asks Prequel Server. Yes, they do. Do I read them all? No, I do not. Chris, get satellite broadband. Satellite is not broadband. No. Satellite may be a step up from dial-up, but that's about it. Thank you for the likes, by the way, for this video. Appreciate it. 5 ways to get more bang for your buck on video games. All right, let's give this one a shot. This is I guess it was kind of, it started with a question. Find a genre that shoots. Okay. You ready, honey? You're probably going to buy video games. Not going to stop you. Nothing wrong with that. We all have some form of entertainment, or at least I hope we would. And many of you like playing games. Nice. And depending on how much you're willing to spend on those games, you know, it's going to differ from one person to another. Some people are willing to spend $50 for a video game. Some people, only 99 cents. And you know what? If they're equally as entertained, you know, themselves, what does it matter how much they pay? But do you want to get more bang for your video game buying buck? You may want to take a look at a new guest blogger post there on LockerGnome.com titled 5 Ways to Get More Bang for Your Buck on Video Games. It's an apt title, I thought, you know, very appropriate for the tips that he lists in the article. See, it's the article that we've linked in the blog post. So a few of the tips, find a genre that suits your style. And I think this is probably the how do I put this? Some people believe there's only one kind of video game, but in fact there's not. There's many kinds of video games. Just because you like one genre doesn't mean that it's the only genre. So if you like first-person shooters, cool. Not everybody has to like first-person shooters to enjoy video games. Find the genre that suits your style. Now, even if it's not the same style as somebody else, doesn't mean that you're any less of a gamer, despite what some people might say. If you enjoy video games, cool. A certain type of video game, awesome. Personally, I like puzzle games. I do. I enjoy casual video games. I have plenty of them, let me tell you. Probably cost me, I get about 50 video games at the price of 99 cents a game. As most people would be, you know, thrilled having one video game for $50. I'm just as thrilled of having 50 video games for $1 a piece. That's just me. We're all different. And you know what? That's okay. So finding a genre that suits your style is probably a good starting point. You may ask friends for recommendations. I'm sure you can ask anybody out there, hey, what video game should I play? And they're going to give you a different answer. There's always a hot video game of the month. Well, seemingly, because, you know, new video games keep getting churned out by the industry. Not just by the official, you know, the big industry, the big publishers, but also independent publishers as well. Make sure you're comfortable with the interface. So when you're getting into the video game, you know what it's like to actually use the game itself. This is one of the reasons why some of those video game subscriptions that are out there are probably a better option for people. I remember growing up, you know, we didn't have a lot of money to throw around, and still don't have a lot of money to throw around, but to buy a new, well, in my time, NES cartridge, a Nintendo cartridge, it cost about $30 or $40, and we just didn't have enough money to buy it. So what we would do is we would rent it for like 99 cents or $1 or whatever from the local grocery store, play it for the weekend, and be good. That was it. And we were able to enjoy the game. Some cases we were able to beat the game. Other cases we realized, you know, we want to play this game more frequently. We want to spend the money on it. But at least we didn't have to spend $30 up front to buy a game that had poor controls. And even back then, you know, with a simple NES controller, there were still some really bad video games. Really bad. Same could happen on the PC, the Xbox, PS3, the Game Boy, whatever. Doesn't matter what the platform is. A bad game is a bad game. But sometimes you got to know if it's going to be a bad game. Borrow it from a friend, rent it through a service. Don't just buy the game outright, even if it's the newest game. In fact, that's his next tip. Don't buy a game on release day. Now, unless you're really, really, really anxious to get a hold of the game, you can save a few bucks. Just wait. You know, the nice thing about being able to buy used video games today is that you don't really lose any kind of playability in the used video game, and you can save money. Someone may have bought the video game, defeated it in a weekend, and then, you know, basically resold it as a used video game. And there's nothing really. You're just playing software, right? It's just replaying bits. It's used, but it's not really used. You can save so much money unless you're a huge fan of the game, of the genre. You can't live any other way other than having that video game the day it's launched. But you can save so much money and still enjoy yourself with the video game. So you can be frugal and still have fun at the same time. Other tips, of course, they're in the article. Take a look. It's linked in this video's description. SwiftKey X keyboard. Hang on. Okay, so, wait a minute. Where's the... Okay, I remember talking to Ron about adding notes about the keyboards he ran into that he didn't like. I guess I'm seeing notes here. All right. Sorry, I'm looking at the article. You guys should be doing the same damn thing. What do you think I put it there for? All right. Are you ready, honey? All right. I know many of you are using Android devices today. Cool. Good for you. That's your choice. At least I think it's your choice. You already know, or likely already know, that you can use just about any keyboard with an Android device. I mean, yes, not a physical keyboard. I mean, a virtual keyboard, a soft keyboard, as they've called it. The keyboard that you have when you're typing on the screen on your Android device, you can use another keyboard and still input characters to the software that's installed, the apps that are installed on Android. That's the beauty of Android, the fact that you could swap out one keyboard for another. There are a lot of really nice keyboards to be used, but if you're not happy with the keyboard that you have on your Android device, if you didn't realize it, you can swap it out. We have one recommendation to make, and I know everyone's going to have different opinions, but Ron is a huge Android fan. He's been writing articles on LockerGnome for quite some time, and he makes a note of his favorite Android keyboard, SwiftKey X. Here's why he likes it. 1, it makes typing on your phone much easier. Now, that's relative, right? I mean, it's much easier. Well, the A key looks like an A key instead of a duck. I don't know how. Doesn't make much sense. It makes typing on your phone much easier. But he's used other ones that apparently suck. Whether ducks are on the keyboard or not, I just kind of threw it because it made no sense. Much easier than what? I don't know. Than other keyboards, I guess. The SwiftKey X keyboard replaces the built-in Android keyboard. Well, that kind of goes without saying, because it's not the keyboard that likely came with the device. So you could install SwiftKey X instead of the default Android keyboard. The application understands how words work in conjunction with each other. And this is probably the most important part of SwiftKey X. The fact that it's able to account for context. So as I'm keying in certain words, and let's say I accidentally make a typo, it's going to be able to guess, in an educated way, what word I'm trying to type in based on the words around it. And that, my friends, is a smart keyboard. If your virtual keyboard, your soft keyboard, the keyboard that is on your device, whatever device you have, Android or not, doesn't do something like that, you are missing out. And so this is good to know. He's got a couple other notes here about SwiftKey X, as well as some of the other problems that he's run into with Android keyboards and the shortcomings around them. I know he can't be the only one to like SwiftKey X. This is one of the reasons, though, why Android is so powerful. Because if you don't like the way something works or looks, there's a possibility of making it work better for you. And remember, as we always say, better is relative. If you want more thoughts on this keyboard or other keyboards, the ones that suck, take a look at the story that we've posted there on LockerGnome. Is linked in the video's description. All right, so let's go on to the next one. Why Windows 8 tablets will succeed. Okay. Ready, honey? I am open to a lot of opinions, and I know a lot of people aren't. They're closed-minded. You think, oh, Chris, you're closed-minded too. You're biased. Well, everybody's biased. I hate to tell you that. I have no problem publishing perspectives that do not match my own on LockerGnome.com because they're valid perspectives from the way they're looking at things, from the way you might be looking at things. So, we've got another guest blog post titled Why Windows 8 Tablets Will Succeed. Will succeed. Because I've stated that they can succeed, they may be able to succeed, but only if they match a certain amount of, well, let's just say expectations, including price, performance, and then usability with Windows 8. We'll see. We'll see. But according to Zuhair, they're on LockerGnome.com, as we've linked in the story that we've got in the video's description. You see it there? The link that's either there or there. I don't know where it is. There's a link somewhere to LockerGnome.com in the article. He notes Windows 8 will provide a consistent experience among devices. Now this, he's 110% correct on. Absolutely. Windows 8 is going to work exactly the same on a tablet as it will on a traditional desktop or laptop computer. No matter how you're interacting with Windows 8, whether it's through a mouse, a touchpad, touch, in general, like touching the screen, it's going to be a consistent experience. And, you know, I think that's to Microsoft's credit, unifying those experiences so that it's not so strange when I move from one device to another. It's kind of like feeling comfortable with one, experience and then moving on to a different type of hardware experience and still feeling like I'm having the same experience in software. I don't know how it's going to translate, but it is true. It's going to provide a consistent experience in general in the sense that it's going to look the same. Whether that translates into a user experience and a cohesive user experience, that remains to be seen. I certainly have appreciated the Metro update on Xbox 360. I've liked Metro and touch experiences before. I've liked it in even standalone apps on the desktop, the ones that they've released long before Windows 8 had even been started to be developed, before they really realized that Metro could be a very powerful user experience. He also notes Windows 8 has a simple and elegant tablet-optimized interface. He's right. Windows 8 is pretty nice on tablets. I don't think anybody would say otherwise. It's nice on tablet experiences. I don't think anybody's saying otherwise. But then again, is that going to be enough to allow Windows 8 tablets to succeed where Android tablets kind of did well, but not well enough to topple Apple? Does Microsoft only have to do well enough to topple Google in the tablet space instead of having to worry about Apple? Is number 2 going to be good enough for now? We'll see. I think they've got a shot if they can keep the prices for the Windows 8 tablets in check. Microsoft has learned from mistakes made by Apple and Google. Have they? I asked the question. I mean, it's not just rhetorical. Have they really? He notes, it's not my words, his. Microsoft has been trying to break into the tablet market for nearly a decade, and it's fair to say that it has been largely unsuccessful. Remember tablet PCs? UMPCs? Anybody? Really? Do you remember those? UMPCs. Do you even know what UMPC is short for? Maybe you do. Maybe you remember. This can all change as Microsoft is better prepared this time around and has seen how Apple and Google have gone about producing successful tablet devices. But has Google succeeded with tablets? I mean, if they had with Android, would they be launching their own tablet store? And I've even, wondered if Google is going to use Android or Chrome OS. I think if Google uses Chrome OS on a tablet, I think it'll be amazingly successful if they can keep the price point in check or in line with Amazon's Kindle Fire, which isn't truly an Android device, but it does run Android apps, and most people do consider it an Android device. Not geeks. Geeks are purists. The non-geeks. Will pricing fall in line with those specs? So even if you had something spec'd out, if you can't get it into the iPad price range, it's going to be tremendously difficult. I don't care if the platform's awesome. I don't. I just don't. Consumers are going to look at something and say, how much does it cost? This is why the Kindle Fire succeeded. $200! Dude, that's pretty affordable. I don't know if Microsoft's going to get into that territory, but if Microsoft can figure out a way to work with an OEM to ship a decent Windows 8 tablet experience for $500, starting at $500, I think Apple would have some serious competition. All right? Now, how gamers make real money from video games. Can we do this? Ready, honey?
Right.
Even if you don't pay your own bills, someone else pays them for you, I'm sure you wouldn't turn away money, would you? If I gave you $20, said, here's $20, would you turn it away? You might. I guess if you're a communist, but most capitalists, people who I happen to know in person, as well as people who live in my country, generally are capitalists, they would never turn down $20. So what if I told you there are some ways you could make real money from video games? Not just virtual gold, virtual currency, real money. We asked a few questions of our community, got a few surprising answers of how you could be making real money with video games. What? Video money? Do I have your attention? Good. Take a look at the article that we've linked in the video description below. Let me just give you a few of the suggestions we've outlined here. Just a few. Games designed for player profit. A good place to start. Second Life, not really a video game per se, but people are making real money with Second Life. People are making real money with Minecraft. It's not just a video game, man. Don't just look at it as a game, a form of entertainment. That's a gateway to financial independence. Wouldn't you love to quit your day job to do something in a video game full time, 24/7? Well, I'd hope you get some sleep in there. Just saying. There are people making real money with this stuff. Diablo 3. EVE Online. People making real money. Now, there are people who are making fake money and trying to turn fake money into real money, and that's kind of an illegal black market. We're not talking about that stuff. We're talking about legitimate ways of generating revenue with video games. And I know that, you know, the easy answer to how to do that is, well, become really good at the video game, then possibly enter into tournaments, find sponsorships. But, you know, you'd be lucky. That's like 1 in a billion chance that that's going to happen. Maybe 1 in a million. Okay, I'll make the odds better for you. And if you're really good at a video game, people may pay you to play that video game. You know, StarCraft 2, World of Warcraft, Call of Duty. I remember when I was in Germany for CeBIT last year, and we were watching a video game tournament, and it was pretty awesome. I was like, I could never have done anything like that. I wasn't into the video games that they were playing. No, they haven't figured out how to do that with like casual games yet. It's all, you know, the first-person shooters, which is fun to watch. You know, more fun for me than sports, really. YouTube monetization is certainly another way of making money with video games. Although, I gotta tell you, you're probably not gonna make a lot of money with YouTube and monetization with video games. You won't. Unless, of course, you're Machinima and you've got this entire gigantic network. You're not gonna make a lot of money because the CPMs are extremely low. So extremely low. You may be able to pull it off if you can get enough traffic, but with everybody else doing it, what are the chances of you actually making money if everybody else is taking the attention away and you're not doing anything unique? There are better opportunities for you to take a look at the tips that we provided here for these particular video games. You know, better opportunities there than doing what everybody else is doing. Apparently, I don't know if you knew this, PayPal has recently been named the official payment service partner of the Diablo 3 auction house. So, I mean, that's legit. Not to say that other things aren't necessarily, but, you know, you could be taking your passions, even in video games, and parlaying them into something greater without necessarily having to, you know, waste too much time. I've given you a few starting points. If anybody else knows something we missed, let us know. Now, let's talk about something fun. Ah! Crap. That wasn't fun. Ready, honey? Can you see that?
Yes.
Well, here we go. Another one of those wacky little roundups that we've posted to LockerGnome.com. This one happens to be titled, if I scroll up here, Geeky Baby Clothes. So, not geeky baby clothes, but geeky baby clothes. So even if your baby's not a geek, or you know a baby who's not a geek, you can dress them up like they are a geek. Here's a nice little helmet of sorts, a knitted helmet, Skyrim hat. You guys play Skyrim? I used to until I took an arrow in the knee. Ding! Level 1 human onesie. Right there, yeah, level 1 human. It's a little cute thing, a little onesie. It's just one piece there. little snaps in the front so you can get to the diaper real quick. Got to do that with babies. Keep that in mind. A Pac-Man hat? Come on, dude. And remember that tip I gave you? If you want to make it sound like Pac-Man, you stick your finger in your ear and go, you move it up and down, it sounds like Pac-Man. Do it. Do it. Do it. Yeah, it makes sense? Yeah. Sounds like Pac-Man? Isn't that odd? We've got a couple of other... Oh, God. Matt never said anything about the earwax inside. Got a couple of others. I'm going to go ahead and let you browse the rest there. We've linked it in the video's description. Some fun stuff. My parents did not give me any of this. I can't say that made me feel any more or less of a geek or an outcast. But there's some interesting stuff that's out there that you could give to a toddler, a would-be geek. And you probably know of a baby or someone who has a baby. Maybe they would be offended if you got them something like one of the things that we had here. In fact, the other day I was in the pet store, and they have onesies for dogs, superhero onesies for dogs. And we happen to have a friend of our family who loves the Thor and Captain America and the whole comic book thing. And we saw a superhero, I think it was a Captain America onesie, for a dog, and their family happens to have a dog. So I took a picture of it, and I thought they'd get a kick out of it. There's so many ways I think you could ruin a life by dressing babies up in geeky things. I don't even know what the heck. I mean, I see a few of the things in here that are interesting. Do we really want our kid to grow up like that, though, honey? We don't have a kid yet. Nothing like that, or there's no announcement in this video. But do you think you let our kids wear something like this? The onesies are cute. So not the wacky hats? What if they're funny wacky hats? Yeah. Well, I like the ones that look like a shark is eating your head hats. I like those are funny because it always makes people go, what? Like, what? What if like a little mask, like little holes in the middle, be like, and then dress them up in green to be like Green Lantern kid? Then it glows or something like that? So, what about it, guys? Would you dress your babies up in garb like this? I don't know. You gotta know me today?
Our kids, I'm not gonna let you dress them. There's no telling what they'll come out.
You're right. You shouldn't let me dress them.
Yes. Know me of the day is... Everyone's been know me of the day already.
Yeah, I know.
Right Noob hasn't.
Has he not? Right Noob?
No.
Okay, well, I guess it's Right Noob. Mm-hmm. Congratulations. Do we have a YouTube viewer of the day?
Yes, we do.
For the people who aren't... Now, oh wait, hang on. In order to be considered YouTuber of the day, all you guys watching, you have to have liked this video. Hang on, give him a chance to at least like the video, because that's the only way you guys can be considered. And we call out your name for the YouTuber of the day, but you have to like this video first. And we have 151 people watching.
I like how our nomies are so honest.
They are?
Right Noob said that's 2 for him.
Oh. Well, we don't have a lot. I mean, unfortunately, the time of day, we get they're great people back here and good conversation and everything. Certain days we get more than others, but I don't know if it's the time of the day that we're going live that may be the case.
Did they get a chance to thumbs up?
Like? Got to give them a chance to like it, to like the video. Oh! Hey, YouTube! Hey, YouTube! Are you listening? Is someone at YouTube listening? Hey, haven't seen this in a while. Look at that. Oh! Yeah! Way to go! Hoo-hoo! A team of highly trained monkeys has been dispatched. Only highly trained monkeys could have produced this. And I tell you what, I have been seeing this error since the beginning of YouTube. I wonder when the last time that error was rewritten. So let's go ahead, and I think we've got a little bit of time. I've got an error here. Can you guys see that? Can you see the error? I'm reading here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read this off so you guys don't have to read it yourself. Capital D, lowercase b, lowercase g, lowercase b, capital P, capital H, capital C, 2, capital I, lowercase x, 6, lowercase h, capital C, capital L, lowercase p, lowercase e, capital S, lowercase n, lowercase c, lowercase s, capital J, lowercase n. I'm sorry, capital N. Did I screw that up? I'll start over again. Capital D, lowercase b, lowercase g, lowercase b, capital P, capital A. You know what? Someone else will figure it out. YouTube doesn't pay me. Well, at least not for that. You know how many views your video has to get paid? A lot. That's why it's important that you watch all the videos we upload, that you like them, that you share them. It's not just you. Share them with your friends. What's stopping you? If you like the videos, let other people know. Thank you. I'm not being accused. I'm not angry. I'm not. But if you like what you see, you should be sharing what you see with others. LockerGnome articles. We have some pretty good content there. The videos that we upload. Good content there as well. Not just the live video that you're watching now. Not the one you liked. The other ones. There's more. And thank you for doing it. If you do that, we appreciate it. And we notice. So, now we've given them enough time to like the video.
The winner is...
The winner, even though this is a random giveaway, it's not really anything. It's not a giveaway. We're just saying who's the YouTuber of the day. Go ahead, honey.
Is Tech News Book.
Tech News Book.
Yes.
Tech News Book. Congratulations. I raise my glass of Friday juice to you. Good job, everybody. And maybe if you like other videos, you'll be considered YouTuber of the day. It's not a giveaway.
Great.
That was a verbal typo. And let me just say something else before I close her out. I got to thank everybody who works with me at LockerGnome. Bob Fogarty, who's been with me for years. My rock. Matt Ryan, who's been, I would say, a crucial part of our team. Chris Napper, who helps upload our YouTube videos every day. Creighton Miller, who's helped troubleshoot a few issues, also been posting articles, to the website. Eddie Ringel, who's also proven invaluable over time. We've got a certain amount, and I hope I didn't leave anybody out. These are the people I deal with every day, and we have certain other people who contribute on a regular basis, and I don't want to leave them out as well. But if I had a core team, I would consider them certainly a part of that, the core team that helps make sure things are rolling smoothly. And Diana, sorry. She helps make sure the videos get clipped so that I don't have to bother to turn to my side and do that and click it and everything like that. Sorry. I screwed that up, didn't I? You're getting a weekend, though. You're getting spoiled this weekend. So am I. We need to sign up for a spa thing there.
Yeah.
I need a massage.
That's what we do for fun.
Yeah, that's what we do for fun. We get massage. Although I don't get massage that often. We've got a weekend giveaway. Stay tuned for that. We may be uploading a video of the resort. Tulalip is where we're heading this weekend. It's a resort casino up here in the Pacific Northwest. I'm gonna let loose because believe me, I've been feeling it lately. So thank you for paying attention, for sticking with us as long as you have. Thank you for subscribing to the LockerGnome email newsletter if you haven't already. And I think you have. I think many of you have. And we send out stuff every weekday. At least not really much happens on the weekend for anybody. But stay tuned. We got some interesting stuff coming up. I've been working on over the past week or so. Things that I think everybody will like. Some giveaways included. So I guess I don't really have anything else I need to say, at least at this point in time. Oh, by the way, we did have people who asked. We had one Nomi Pro sign up. And she's been very happy with it. Natasha from Africa. And she basically got her link promoted. We tripled her web traffic.
Oh, that's right.
Tripled her web traffic. So the Nomi Pro subscription works. And that's just that one time. She gets it year-round for that subscription level. So it definitely does work. So thank you. The Microsoft Windows Phone 8 phone verbal. I missed something there. I make verbal typos all over the place. The only other thing I have to say is you can stop by the chat room. It's part of a live video feed in my home office. Did I leave an Xbox on?
I hear it.
I left an Xbox on somewhere because I keep hearing a plonk. Plonk. It's a the plonk, the Xbox plonk. Plonk. Something. Plonk. 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 It's not working. Sounds like that. I gotta go turn off an Xbox somewhere. Oh yeah, it's sad. I don't even know which Xbox I had on. Oh, first world problems. Feel free to stop by the chat room, part of a live video feed. You want to watch the back of my head, you can. And you can listen to people bantering in the background, assuming they're bantering or that it's connected. Streaming live 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, unless it's not. In which case, you gotta let me know it's not. Or God will kill a puppy. I hope it doesn't happen. I really do. The power's in your hands. At live.pirillo.com. We'll see you later.